British Library has unique collections on the history of the Gulf region and the wider Arab world, and we want to make those collections accessible online with the Qatar Foundation and the Qatar National Library. And so we're ready now to begin testing a portal which will do exactly that. Whenever we've spoken to researchers, they've said that if you digitise, make available a collection, that completely transforms the field. And that's something we're really trying to do here for the study of Gulf history and for the study of science in the Arabic-speaking world. What we're really trying to do is to increase the access points to the collections, so that in the past you maybe had to research through a printed catalogue or come to the library to request an item. Now you can actually search by topic or by person online and find a unique primary source. And it's the curator who's at the heart of making that possible.
This is an album of photographs taken by E.A. Storrs Fox, who was a reverend based in Karachi during the early part of the 20th century. They're wonderful photographs. Places like Bahrain, Kuwait, Bushehr. That's incredibly important for people who live in the region, just to get some sense of their history. That's the sort of thing that we're really able to offer by digitising and making these images available online.
So what's the relevance of a document like this in the broader scheme of what we're doing, would you say?
It's a fascinating glimpse into the kind of social situation in Afghanistan in a 1 month period. You've got incredibly detailed descriptions of every single village and town and the kind of their local trades, their industry, or the trade routes, what was passing through.
We have a number of different audience ranges in mind. So on the one hand, we're going to have people who are amateur, people who are just interested in history from a non-professional point of view. We're also looking to draw in audiences from the academic community. We think that this portal is going to be particularly helpful for them because while researchers who were able to make their way to the British Library here in London have always had access to these collections, never before have they been described in so much detail, and to add to that, never before have they been available alongside a digital image of the actual item in question.
You can't really use the white paper for your test.
The British Library is really eager, in partnership with the Qatar National Library, to make its collections more accessible. So we're working very closely with audiences in the Gulf and in the UK and around the world, academics, young people, the general public, to understand what they need from our content and how we can make it valuable and usable for them.
There's something very exciting about being a historian of the Middle East. I can't think of a part of the world that puts a higher premium on history. And I think all historians working on this region find getting access to the archives is one of the biggest challenges we face.
These maps are really nice.
Yeah, they're gorgeous. Yeah. Given my established interest in modern Arab history, I felt really privileged to be invited by the British Library to get a first peek at the work that they're doing to digitize the India Office papers. But I really like the way you're copying both sides of documents, for instance, that you're catching all the marginalia. To have that material made accessible to anyone, anywhere in the world, through web access, is the kind of dream that all historians working on this type of topic are going to find realized in this portal. A lot of my work as a teacher involves supervising research of master's and doctoral students, and we are finding increasing numbers of our students interested in working on the Gulf.
The Qatar Foundation's project seems to provide researchers like myself with a much more efficient, far more accessible cataloging system. A lot of the time you're guided by the material you find and what interests you, and to have a catalogue like this, which is so accessible and so easy to go through, that process of having the documents themselves lead you and guide your work as a historian will be immensely valuable.
We're going to be able to read this material much more thoroughly. We're going to discover things we didn't know that this collection held. And we'll be able, as researchers, to find the material useful for our work far more easily than ever in the many years that this material has been held by the British Library. When you read the documents, you're actually engaging with the hand of someone who lived that different time and that different place. The voice of the past speaks to you as the researcher and the reader in a way which informs all of our work with a certain degree of magic. It's precisely those moments that makes the archival research we do such a pleasure.
Active use of this. It's a really exciting stage of the project. In partnership with the Qatar National Library, We are increasing the diversity of the audiences that can exploit the content we have here at the British Library. We're actively testing the content, testing the portal with academics, target users, and we can really start to visualise what it's going to mean when we make that content available to all.